Hello and welcome. Fitness smartwatches are very popular these days. They help runners, bikers and swimmers to optimize their training. When you want to exchange data between the different fitness platforms, one great format is the TCX format. Therefore, it is helpful being able to look into the TCX format and display its contents in a user-friendly way. The tcx-ls CLI tool is just about that. The video today is about analyzing TCX files via the command line tool tcx-ls. First, I will explain what TCX, the TCX file format is. Then I will illustrate why I developed the CLI tool tcx-ls and show the use cases for it. Looking into how to export TCX files using Garmin Connect, we went and run the tcx-ls tool. From basics to how to get metadata information and exporting the TCX data to GeoJSON and the CSV format. Finally, I will discuss future directions of the tool, and the conclusion rounds up this video. TCX stands for Training Center XML. It is an XML format introduced in 2007 by the company Garmin. It provides information on the GPS tracks of the sports activity and has more data like heart rate, running cadence, calories and more, like meta information. It is an extensible format. That means you can incorporate more information using XML namespaces. Many Garmin applications understand the TCX format, but also other applications of fitness companies like Strava, Polar or Chorus at least partially handle it. Here you can see an example TCX file. On the Garmin website you can find the XML schema. Here you see the XML schema file. Here you see the GitHub repository of the open source tool tcx-ls. tcx-ls is a command line tool that was written to show the contents of a TCX file in a more user-friendly way. Also, it supports the export of some data of the TCX file to CSV and GeoJSON. The GitHub page has a binary release for x86 Linux machines that you can download. For other operating systems you can build a release yourself. tcx-ls is written in TypeScript using Deno. It can be compiled for multiple operating systems and ISAs. The main use case for tcx-ls is to get the information that is encoded in a TCX file in a more user-friendly way. You can directly see the information like exercise labs of your activities. This is great when you download a TCX file or receive a file and want to see its contents. Further processing of the text information with Linux CLI tools like grep is also possible. Another use case is to export the GPS information to the GeoJSON format. You can then import it in any application that understands the GeoJSON format. Also, you can export the lab information to CSV format for easy analysis in Excel or Pandas, for example. Now I want to show you how you can easily export a TCX file from Garmin Connect. Other sports analytics applications may also support exporting to TCX. Look up how to do that in their respective websites. Simply select your activity. Here I have selected a running activity. On the top right there is the context menu. Select Export to TCX to download the TCX file. Once you have the TCX file on your computer, you can run tcx-ls. I am here on Linux and you need to download the binary file from the GitHub repository and store it in a folder. Here I also have the TCX file that we just exported from Garmin Connect. Now run tcx-ls like this to retrieve the basic information contained in a TCX file. As the output you can see the activity ID, that is the date of the activity. Then you can see accumulated time, the accumulated distance, calories, altitudes information, average pace, running cadence, maximum speeds, and the heart rate. If you want a more detailed listing of the lab information of your activity, use the -L option, like so. Here you see that we have 5 labs, and for each lab we have detailed information like start time, total time, distance, maximum speed, the calories, and the heart rate information. Getting the details of your activity is great, but sometimes you also want to know who created the TCX file. For this you can use the -C and -A options, like this. Here you can see the creator data. That is the device that recorded your sports activity. The author data is the application where you downloaded the TCX file from. Sometimes you may want to export the GPS data that is contained in the TCX file to GeoJSON and process it further in other applications that understand the format. You can do that like this. Now you can open the GeoJSON in an editor. Here you see the source code in GeoJSON format in the editor. When you want to analyze your lab data, you can export it to CSV and analyze it with Excel or Pandas. Export to CSV format like this. Now you see the CSV file is stored locally here under the name I gave it here. Now I want to talk about the roadmap for tcx-ls. 2 main features are useful. The first is an export option to the GPX format. Also, it would be great to be able to install tcx-ls directly in Linux systems with the package manager. What are your needs? What features do you think would be useful? If you have any suggestion, you can leave it in the Issues tab in the GitHub project. We are already at the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it and it was useful. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing to the channel. Bye bye.